What is up, everybody? Blue Moon Mining here, and I apologize for the lack of uploads in the last. I think it's been about a month, I want to say, and I deeply apologize for that. I started a new job within that time, and I've been working pretty much nonstop, and I actually just had a day off. I'm recording this on Friday, which will probably be uploaded on Friday, just very late at night. But yeah, I definitely am lacking sleep, to say the least. My shifts are very sporadic at this new job. I even had a day this week where I almost worked 14 and a half hours. So I'm a little worn out. I just haven't had the time to upload a video, and last weekend I was going around to family members' houses and stuff just to kind of visit and see how everyone's doing. So sorry about that, but hey, I'm back, and as promised, it's been over a month since I started the Canaan Mini 3 video about where I was just pool mining with it for a month. I was pool mining via BTC. But yeah, so I'm no longer pool mining. So yeah, that makes sense. Don't pay attention to the total earnings here because that does not include my Mini 3. That's throughout the many times I've mined via BTC with either my S19 or other ASIC miners. So, and this isn't the only pool I've ever used. I wish I still had that amount of Bitcoin, but I do not. But I have actually transferred all my Bitcoin out of my account. I was also doing the one thing where you can it mines other coins, but it really didn't do much because these have remained at a value of 0 other than Fractal Bitcoin, which is a penny. So that didn't really do anything. It might work better with, newer ASIC miners that are doing triple-digit terahashes, but we were doing double digits. But yeah, so my earnings were, for the month of November until the end of December. I stopped mining on the 13th, which would have marked the last of the 1 month, which was the 12th, but I ended it on the 13th because there was a day where my thingamabobber went to shit and stopped working. My internet went out. But yeah, so things look good. For December, I got all 12 days accounted for. I couldn't find an exact number, so I had to whip out my old calculator and just start adding up a bunch of numbers. But within that 1 month span, I mined 0.00049 Bitcoin, which is, this is the amount I had, $43.28 worth of Bitcoin in 1 month. I was on via BTC. Now, at the current price of Bitcoin and yada yada yada, I should have made 45.17. But I want to put this into perspective. The difficulty has dropped significantly since I ended the test. When I was doing the test, it was over 150 million or 150 trillion, and it's just recently dropped down to the 149, 148 territory, and it looks like it's going to drop again. So yields are going up as the difficulty drops. Everyone knows that. But so my yield was what it should have been during that period, and I'm happy with it. So pool mining, of course, isn't really profitable at all unless you have, 7-cent electric. You're looking at 13 cents a day. That's fantastic, isn't it? That's like GPU mining. Panda's gonna hate on me for that, but he knows it's true. That's like GPU mining. And in reality, this is about what Panda's paying, about what, 8 cents US at his house. He'd be losing 3 cents a day. It's exactly like GPU mining. except for the pre-daily income before electric is way more. But yeah, so is it worth pool mining? If you have low electric cost or free electric cost, go for it. But if you also just want to have a slow buildup of coin, just pool mine, because obviously the chances of hitting a Bitcoin block are slim. You could try your hand at Bitcoin Cash, which I think it's 1900 bucks, which isn't a horrible. That's actually pretty decent money if I think about it. Where is it? Bitcoin Cash, 3.125, like the Big Daddy. Yeah, it's 1900 bucks. That's not a bad block reward, and your chances of hitting one of those is higher, albeit the difficulty has increased quite a bit. But yeah, so that was my test. I got a pretty decent amount of Bitcoin, happily sitting in my wallet. But yeah, that's about it. Peace out.